Hey, if you have some coconut and a few pecans, you need to make this. We're going to start. I have taken 2 egg whites and a half a cup of granulated sugar, and I have beaten it probably 1.5 to 2 minutes. I'll show you the consistency of it. It's just kind of like syrup. See, you want it foamy and you want it to be really combined, and that sugar combined in with it. And so to that, then, to the 2 egg whites and the half a cup of sugar that I have beat to look like that, you're going to add 1/2 cup of pecan pieces. You can chop them fine if you want them. I would recommend the chopped and not the whole, but you're going to add that. And then you're going to add 2 cups of the sweetened coconut flakes, okay? I packed my cups, and so this is 2 cups of coconut, okay? This is the Baker's. That's what I normally buy, is the Baker's, okay? And then to that, you're gonna add a teaspoon of vanilla. And actually, the old recipe that I have says that the vanilla is optional. And it can be made. Of course, the vanilla is gonna make it a little sweeter than what you're having. I forgot I didn't get a spoon. And so then all we're gonna do is that we're gonna fold this in. Now, I've preheated my oven to 325, okay? Now, the recipe says to drop by a tablespoon. You don't want to drop them real big. In fact, I experimented a little bit by using my large cookie scoop. And because what's going to happen is when these begin to get hot, that you'll see when I show you the finished product, that egg white will begin to spread out a little bit around the edges. And if they're too thick and too big, they're not going to cook quite right. And so I'm going to show you how I'm going to do them. I'm going to use my cookie scoop, and this makes a nice size, okay? And so we've got that mixed up, and so this is what your mixture looks like. See, doesn't that look good? It's just got the egg whites, the sugar, the coconut, the vanilla, and the pecans. And like I said, the vanilla is actually optional. And so I'm just going to take my little cookie scoop, and you're going to need to put some room between them because you'll see that they will spread out. Okay, the recipe calls to cook them 18 to 22 minutes. I did cook mine 20. And you want them to start browning around the edges. And like I said, when you look in there, if you look in and you see that they're starting to spread, you're going to think, oh my goodness, but it'll stop. And then you'll just have a nice little round brown crust kind of around. Now, these are ooey and they're gooey. And so they may stick a little bit to your teeth. And I love stuff like that. It's not going to be something, anytime. These are called actually coconut pecan macaroons. And so, anytime normally macaroons are going to be a little bit sticky. And so this is all. I have put a dozen, and so I really have never counted out how many recipe makes, but it's probably going to make 2 dozen easily, maybe 2.5 dozen. And so see how I've spaced them. And then you want to make sure the recipe specific that you pull it in and you make sure you make it a mound. Don't let it be all spread out, because like I said, when it starts to cook, it's going to begin to spread out. So you want to make sure that you pull them into nice little mounds, okay? See how I've done? Now, they're going to go in a 325 oven. I'm going to cook them 20 minutes. And then once you take them out of the oven, you're going to leave them on this cooking rack, on the hot cookie sheet, for 10 minutes. Make sure you do that. If not, they're going to remain gooey underneath, and they're not going to come loose from your paper. That's going to help them to finish cooking underneath and for them to come out. I want you to see. Look at those. See how the bottoms look? Let me see if I can pick you up one. See, they're a little bit hollow on the bottom, but that one came up nicely. This one was actually the large one that I had to tear in two because it was just way too big. See, that's really how they'll turn out if they don't stick. That's how they should look on the bottom. They're gooey, they're crunchy. See where I'm talking about where the egg white ran out around the edges and you've got that little bit? But that is so good. It'll be gummy until it hardens, and then it's crisp. I don't think you can hear that, but see how that's crisp on the edges? Y'all, these are so good. I hope that you'll give them a try. I know that y'all have really been pleased with the pecan pralines and the pecan crunchies, and I've had so many of you tell me that you've made those and how delicious and how easy those are. And so this is going to be another one that's going to be easy for you. 18 to 22 minutes, and that's depending on your stove. I would start with the 18 and I'd kind of look at them. And then if they're not browning, you want to cook them some more, because if you don't cook them enough, they are not going to come together. They will be real gooey and they're just not going to set up like these. Look how pretty again, okay? Easy. 2 egg whites, a half a cup of sugar. Beat that until it's a glossy, foamy. You saw what I showed you. Then you're going to add 2 cups of coconut flakes to sweeten, a half a cup of pecan pieces, a teaspoon of vanilla. You're just going to fold that together. I did use just a hand mixer to do the egg whites and the sugar, but then I just folded it in. You saw that, and you can just take a spoon. You don't have to have the little scoop that I've got. Just don't do them real big because they are going to spread out. Give them plenty of room. They're going to go in the oven just like that. And when they come out and they sit for 10 minutes, they're going to look like that, and we're going to eat them. But I hope you'll try it. I hope that you will keep faith in your heart, peace in your home, and good food on your table. I love you, and God bless.